SCOTUS. What it is, how it works, and why it's important. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the U.S., which consists of 9 judges that use judicial review to interpret the meaning of laws to decide whether a law is relevant to a particular set of facts or to rule on the application of the law. Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution discusses the functions and the role of the judiciary within the U.S. government. Importantly, Federalist 78 explains how the purpose of the judicial branch would be to interpret the laws created by the government. It also talks about how lifetime tenures protect judges from external pressures and that the branch is crucial for checks and balances. The U.S. has a dual court system. That means there are 2 ways in which the state and federal matters are handled, but all cases can be heard by the Supreme Court. At the state level, cases can be heard from the state trial courts to the appellate courts and then to the Supreme Courts of the state. At the federal level, cases can be heard in U.S. district courts and then make their way up to the U.S. Court of Appeals and then the Supreme Court. The way a case makes it to the higher courts is if the party loses their case in a lower court and petition for a higher court to take their case. The higher court decides if they will accept the case. For the Supreme Court, out of 9 justices, 4 of them need to agree to accept the case when a petition is filed.
For a justice to be nominated, first the president has to submit their nomination to the Senate Judiciary Committee for its advice and consent. A common misconception is that justices need to be of age and lawyers. Technically, their age, education, or profession does not matter. The next step is vetting, which is basically background checks that take a month to collect all the records, many of which are provided by the FBI. Then, after the candidate privately meets with members of the Senate Judiciary Committee, the committee holds the first hearing, where they ask the nominee questions and witnesses present their views. After the first hearing, the Judiciary Committee holds a committee vote where just the majority is necessary for a recommendation. After the recommendation comes the debate on Senate floor, where the entire Senate debates the nomination. Opposing senators used to be able to filibuster, which is dangerous to justices nominated at the end of a president's term, but as of April 2017, only 51 votes are required for a cloture, making a filibuster almost impossible. For the final vote, only a simple majority of senators present and voting is required for the judicial nominee to be confirmed. If there's a tie, the vice president, as usual, casts the deciding vote. So that's how Supreme Court justice is appointed, and on average this process takes about 70 days to occur, although over time it has increased due to partisanship within the government because each party doesn't want the other party to have a judge in the Supreme Court who supports the opposing ideology, especially when they have lifetime tenures per Article 3 of the Constitution. Supreme Court justices, however, can be impeached upon a simple majority in the House and then removed after a 67-vote supermajority in the Senate.
The Supreme Court is the highest court level in the U.S. It can use one of its powers called judicial review to check the other 2 branches. The Supreme Court, using judicial review, interprets the law and defends the Constitution. During judicial review, they make sure that the laws are compatible with the Constitution. Even though justices are technically supposed to be unbiased, each judge has a unique judicial philosophy which guides their opinions and ultimately their decisions. Judicial restraint is the philosophy that the court should not interfere with the agenda of Congress and of the president, instead deferring to them. Judicial activism is the opposite. It involves justices invoking their own personal views to, as some put it, legislate from the bench.
Presidents nominate Supreme Court justices. They use the court as a way to gain political advantage by nominating justices who hold certain ideologies. Currently, there is a conservative court, given that 6 of the 9 justices lean conservative. All of those conservative justices were nominated by conservative presidents. The imbalance on the court has affected the way that the court decides on key issues. The ideological balance of the court shows the importance of the president in terms of the long-term impacts on the court.